Hi there, and welcome to my video today. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to set up your own daily art practice. There's so many benefits of having one, but sometimes it can be a little hard to set one up, so hopefully my tips will help you. When I first started painting, I went to a weekly art class in person, and I saw how helpful it was because it kept my art practice moving along. Not only did I consistently create artwork, but it also improved my skills because I built on my projects from one week to the next. Over the years, it's slowly changed from a weekly practice into the daily practice that I have now. I'm going to show you some ways to create your own art practice, one that fits with your lifestyle, because that's the most important thing, that it fits into your life so you stay consistent with it. A few reasons why it's good to have a regular art practice is because not only does it improve your skills and your techniques over time, but it also increases your creativity and it helps you develop your own unique style. And to boot, it helps you build a portfolio of work and you could possibly create products from that to sell. And it also provides some content for content creation because we all know how social media is a big part of any artist's practice to show their work. So now that we know all the benefits, let's get started to talk about how to actually create the practice. The first and most important thing to do is set up your space. What you want to do is find a small space that gives you the freedom to create. And it doesn't have to be a studio or even an entire room. Many times in my art journey, I've used my living room floor or a desk in the corner of my bedroom to create. I just wanted that little space that was all mine, and it gave me the freedom to relax, to actually create something. So, when you figured out your space, you want to set up your supplies so that they're easily accessible. The optimal situation would be to keep your supplies out and ready to use so there's no barrier to getting started. I know a lot of times people hesitate to create because they have to get out all their supplies and they have to set everything up. So, if you have an area where you can actually keep everything set up, it'll be much quicker getting started. So, if you can't do that, just having your supplies accessible and easy to set up is good too. You don't need a lot of supplies to be a productive artist, and that's something we have to keep in mind. You just need the right ones for you. So start off small and use what you have and use what inspires you. You can build your inventory over time. So the next step is to create an inspirational environment. When you figure out where you can set up your supplies, just try to add some personal touches of things that inspire you. I put up artwork that I like of my own to keep me creating more. I feel like that is a motivating factor. But you can put up quotes, pictures, whatever makes you feel happy, and whatever makes you feel good in that space. I definitely would suggest trying to keep the space clutter free to foster creativity because I know that it can be a challenge for creatives to do, but it is true that when you have less clutter, your mind is more relaxed to create. So now that you have your space, it's time to develop a routine. Establishing a schedule is probably one of the most important things to be consistent. So you want to find out the best time of day for your practice, and it may be a little experiment at first. I know that I'm tired by the end of the day, so evenings are not good for me. I like to do it first thing in the morning or maybe just after in mid morning when I got the rest of my day kind of scheduled and organized out. So you want to think about your energy level and when you feel most relaxed and ready to get to work. Is it after exercise? Is it first thing in the morning? Is it in the quiet hours of the night? Maybe you're a night bird. Only you know what's best time for you, so you want to keep that in mind. And when you figure out the time, block that out on your schedule each day so nothing interferes with it. You want to make a commitment to a certain amount of time each session. So I'm not talking hours at a time. Even 10 minutes each day can move your art practice forward significantly. So just be realistic with your time so that you can achieve this goal every day. You don't want to say, okay, I'm going to do this for an hour when realistically you only have about 20 minutes. And setting a timer is a great way to relax and get lost in the moment without losing part of your day, kind of being absent minded about your practice. It helps you stay on track and it provides a container to create. So, one thing I've found very helpful also is to set an intention for your practice. Something like, do you want to learn how to use watercolor or become better at sketching? Get clear with what you intend to do during your practice, what you intend to do during that time, so you can get right to work and you're not sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? These intentions will change over time as your practice evolves, so don't get too overwhelmed with the specifics. You can make a list of things you would like to accomplish, things that you'd like to practice, and then just use that as a reference point. The more clear you are about what you want to do, the more you are likely to accomplish it. So, some examples, maybe you want to play with different color combinations, figure out maybe your own color palette, or, you can say, I'm going to sketch 2 different animals this week and just get started on that. If you make these intentions, it can really help you look forward to your practice and not be worried about what you're actually going to do. Something I like to do is pick a series or a particular project and create different variations of it. So, for example, I love doing jelly printing. So, I'll jelly print with stencils or I'll do collage pieces on an index card. That's another thing I like to do. So, knowing how I'm going to start helps me get moving quickly. Another thing that you can add to your art practice is the practice of staying inspired. I've noticed that this has been really helpful for my own practice. So when I'm out in the world, I try to notice what I notice. So that means if something really catches my eye, I try to figure out why. Is it the color? Is it the shape? Is it just kind of the overall feeling of it? And then I'll either take a picture or a screenshot and I save it to a file on my phone. Another thing you could do is save it to a Pinterest board, or you can create an actual physical vision board and put that in your work area. So these type of things can really keep you moving and make you feel good when you need some inspiration to create something in your little space. And the last part of a practice that I think is helpful is to stay inspired with some kind of community. You want to try to engage with a certain community, maybe online or in person. I know when I first started painting, going to that weekly painting class was really inspiring, and it's kind of continued over into different communities online that I'm a part of. And just sharing my work with them can hold me accountable, keep me moving forward, and also just be a part of something that feels good. And also just to kind of make friends and be a part of something and maybe get feedback and just enjoy being part of that art community. Here is basic recap of how to establish a daily art practice. You want to set up your space so it's something manageable. Create an inspirational environment so that you feel excited and ready to work when you get there. You want to set a schedule and a time for each session so that you stay consistent. And then engaging with other artists can help you stay inspired and keep moving forward. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, please comment or subscribe. And here are some other videos that may be inspiring to you as well. And I hope to see you again soon.